Tuesday, so it would have been CJ's first game, so it's Leo's story. Leo, what's your story?
I like Elvie and Siege going to Fnaf2.
Okay, I don't know all the differences. What are the characters in Fnaf2?
All the toys but Toy Foxy Mango, all the wizards.
Alright, I'll do my best. Once upon a time, Elvie and the Siege woke up in Minecraft Overworld. And Elvie said, "What should we eat for breakfast?" And the Siege said, "How about some ice cream sundaes?" And Elvie said, "That's amazing." Pizza. Or maybe pizza. No, ice cream sundaes. So they got a cow and they got some milk. Then they stirred the milk as much as they could and they put in a little bit of salt and something else. Then they went up all the way to the mountains, got some ice, chilled it down. They did some other things that you do to ice cream to make it into ice cream. Then they went to a jungle biome, got some cocoa beans, grounded them up, killed a witch, took her sugar, grinded it up, made a chocolate. Then they put the chocolate in some honey, and made chocolate sauce, chocolate honey sauce. Then they did a bunch of other things and got some cherries and nuts and whipped cream, and they made themselves an ice cream sundae right in Minecraft. Then they ate it. "Best breakfast ever," said Elvie. "Yeah," said the Siege. And they both burped. Ooh, stinky. Then it was time for them to do something, like go to a place that was all boarded up. Because that's what they ended up doing. Elvie said, "You know what we should do is go visit our pizzeria that we own." And the Siege said, "That'd be great. Let's go to Meep City." They got on their horses, rode across the overworld to the portal to Meep City, and went into Meep City. And there was the lady at the information desk. "Hi, lady at the information desk. Hi, Elvie and the Siege." And they kept on going, walking through Meep City until they got to their pizzeria. "Ooh," said Elvie, "somebody needs to cut down the weeds in this parking lot," because cracks had formed in all the parking lot and weeds were growing up, and they're pretty big. And the Siege said, "Yeah, it's like nobody's been taking care of the parking lot ever. We're parking here." And they went up to the door, and the door was chained shut. And Elvie said, "What? Our business went out of business." And the Siege said, "Man, that's what we get for not going to it every day to maintain it, just leaving it run by managers' employees, hoping that they would do the same job that an owner would do." Elvie said, "That's way too much information." And the Siege said, "Yeah." But then they got back on track. They tried to open all the doors, went around door to door to door to door, and rattled on the chains. And Elvie said, finally, "We need to get in here, hello neighbor style." And the Siege said, I'm thinking the exact same thing. And he threw a big rock through the window and broke the window, and they climbed in. The pizzeria was different than they last imagined. They looked all around. There was a dining room and the cashiers, but somebody had also put a stage on one side of the dining room. "Wow," said Elvie. "They really changed this place up while we were gone." And the Siege said, "Yeah, but what caused them to go out of business?" Elvie said, "I don't know." And they walked around, and somebody had expanded the back of the pizzeria to include some hallways and some offices. And they went to one of the offices and went inside. And Elvie said, "Yeah, state-of-the-art security system. So I guess it didn't go out of business because some people came in and robbed it. The siege said, yeah, let's take a look at some of the footage. And there was a tape. It was an old tape that you could play movies on, except for it said security footage. And they put the tape in a tape player and played it. And it showed some animatronics walking around the halls. And there was a guard there. And the animatronics were attacking the guard and trying to make him afraid. And the guard ran out of the building. And then the tape went blank. Whoa, said Elvie. Was that a movie? The siege said, it must have been a movie. And they looked around. And they saw little versions of those animatronics. Little toys. Oh, cute, said Elvie. There's a little bear and a little chicken and a little bunny. And the siege said, yeah, and look at this little fox. Ow! What? Said Elvie. I think that fox just accidentally bit me. Elvie said, you mean you accidentally pricked your finger on his tooth? He couldn't actually bite you because he's not alive, is he? And they looked at it, and it didn't move. The siege said, yeah, you're right. I must have accidentally pricked my finger on something. And they left the office and walked down the hallway a little bit further. And there in the middle of the hallway were the four toys. Here's more toys, said Elvie. And the siege said, yeah, but why are they all lined up in the hallway? That's weird. Elvie said, I don't know. I don't think anybody's in here with us. I didn't hear anybody come in. The siege said, yeah, they must have just left it there or something before the whole pizzeria went out of business. And they went a little further and checked out some of the rooms, and they went into a locker. It used to be the fridge, and it was kind of stinky. And there was more toys. What? Said Elvie. What are toys doing in the locker, in the meat locker? The siege said, I don't know. And they went back down the hall, and the toys were gone from the hallway. And Elvie said, now I knew those toys were here. And just then they heard the sound of some wind-up toys. And the siege said, where are they coming from? And Elvie said, I don't know where that sound was coming from. And they looked, and they ran down the hallway, and ran out into the dining room, and looked on the stage. There was nobody there. And they looked in, they found this other place called Pirate Cove, and they looked, but there was no animals there. And then they saw the toys come looking around the corner. And the fox was gone. Where's the fox toy? And just then, the fox jumped out of the ceiling and jump scared him upside down. And both Elvie and the siege jumped back. What's going on with these toys? And the toys started closing in on Elvie and the siege. And Elvie said, I don't get it. Why are these toys trying to attack us? And the siege said, these aren't the same guys we saw on that video camera. Where are those big ones? And Elvie said, I don't know, but I'm getting understanding why this place ran out of business. It's got attacking toys. And the siege said, we got to take care of this Minecraft style. And they both pulled out some swords. Whooshing! And the toys attacked. And Elvie and the siege started beating them with their swords. Goosh, 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 goosh. Look out, don't let them get you. And they kept beating them up until springs and things fell off of them, and parts and nuts and bolts and arms and little animatronic fluid. And then there was just a bunch of toy parts laying all over the place. Good job, said the siege. Thanks. You too, said Elvie. And then Elvie said, well, we might as well open up our pizzeria. I can safely say we found out what happened that closed this thing down. And the siege said, yeah, those toys, they were evil, but we took care of them. And that was almost the end, except they heard a noise, a stomping. What? Said Elvie. There must be another toy around here somewhere, said the siege. I'll go this way and you go that way. And Elvie walked down the hall, and the Siege walked down a different hall. And Elvie said, Siege, do you hear me? And the Siege said, yeah, there's a huge bunny here. And it doesn't have any face. It's really yucky looking. It's a big animatronic robot that's all falling apart. And Elvie said, I'm seeing the same thing over here, but it's a bear. And the Siege said, those little toys didn't destroy our pizzeria. These giant things did. And Elvie said, they're all withered. What should we do? And the Siege said, we gotta take care of them just like we took care of the toys. Okay, and they both fell back to the dining room. And there in came withered Freddy, withered Bonnie, withered Chica, and withered Foxy. All the withered versions of Five Nights at Freddy's 1 had showed up, and we're gonna get them. And Elvie said, come on, we'll take you on. And he got a fire charge and threw it at him. And they rushed, and the Siege got off a couple of arrows, and then pulled out his sword. Get your helmets on, and they put on some diamond armor helmets. And they started attacking. And Freddy was fighting them, and they were fighting Freddy, and also Bonnie and Chica, and even Foxy was there fighting them, and they kept on fighting. Pretty soon, they started winning. And then they beat the withered animatronics down onto a big pile of scrap. And Elvie said, look out. And he took out a big TNT and threw it on there and lit it on fire, and they ran away. And they blew up all the animatronics. But they also blew up their entire pizzeria. And they were just standing out in the parking lot full of weeds. The end. What do we call it?
I call it Fnaf2.
Fnaf2.